Okay, now we're ready to heat treat our scraper blade. So in this process, we're going to use a torch to heat the end of our scraper blade up till it's glowing orange hot, and then we're going to quench it in some oil. So you just need a few basic things to be able to do this. I do recommend that you use a pair of locking pliers to hold your blade, because this blade's going to get really hot. You don't want to tighten your pliers down too much because we don't want to scrape or mar the surface of our scraper blade. All you really need in terms of a torch is a propane torch. These do burn a little on the cool side, but they are hot enough to be able to get that blade up to temperature. Personally, I found I prefer using a MAPP gas torch, and I have a MAPP gas oxygen setup that I use for brazing. It works really well for this because the flame is extremely hot. It will heat the blade up, the tip of the blade, very quickly. So I'll get it to that orange glow very fast. I'm not patient enough to wait for the propane to work. The next step will be quenching. I do recommend that you wear a full face mask, protective shield over your face before you dip that in hot oil. Of course, while you're doing this, wearing a pair of leather gloves is helpful. For my quenching, I know people use motor oil and all different types of things. I just like to use vegetable oil. I don't do this very often, so this is more than sufficient for what I do. Make sure you put it in a metal can. Do not use styrofoam or plastic. This oil will definitely heat up more than enough to melt that, and I don't recommend using glass either. I'm afraid it might explode. But a basic metal coffee can will do the trick. All right, we're ready to get set up outside and start this process. All right, so just a little bit of MAPP gas at first, just a small trickle, and a little more than that. Turn this down a little bit. You got too much gas coming out there. Yep. Too much oxygen. Let's try and get this. There we go. Get a nice flame going there. Now let's start heat treating. Just want to heat that tip up really nice. Getting there, I can see it starting to want to glow. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Yeah, it's a pretty thick piece of metal, so it's going to take a bit. Again, you see that glow in there. Hopefully we can get it all the way through. And you can see it on the back side. There we go. Just getting up there. Takes a lot longer with propane. But you can kind of see we're getting that tip glowing hot. There we go. There we go. All right. So put it in the middle. Yep, wrong way. All right. can feel that can's hot too. Don't take much. Now that we've completed the hardening and tempering process, I'm going to clean the carbon off this blade, and then we'll be ready to move on to making the handle.